Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy the Making. Welcome back to another What's for Dinner. If you are new here, we share what we have for dinner about 3 or 4 nights every single week. We like to share new recipes that we've never shared before, so a lot of times it's new recipes to us as well. One of those recipes each week comes from y'all. We really love the segment here on my channel called Subbie Supper, and that's where my subscribers send in their family favorites. They tell me a little bit about themselves as well, and then we cook that dish, Stephen taste test it, and we really love it. So if you haven't sent in your recipe yet, make sure you do that. Email me at mandyinthemaking2018@gmail.com. Now let's get into this week. Hey y'all, tonight we are having one of my favorites from Olive Garden. We're recreating it here. It's called Capellini Pomodoro. We're also gonna have Italian sausage and a side salad. I've done a little research and combined several recipes that I saw online for this kind of copycat Olive Garden Capellini Pomodoro, but we wanted to add some protein to the meal, so we got some Italian sausage. We're gonna put that on the grill first. We're gonna get our sauce ready for the Capellini Pomodoro. The first thing we're gonna do is to this skillet that is on medium-high heat, we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of butter and let that melt. And then we're gonna saute some garlic. This is about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic minced. This is about 28 ounces of diced tomatoes that has been drained. We're going to add in a tablespoon or 2 of balsamic vinegar. This has been simmering for a few minutes. We're going to add some chicken broth. This is about 1/4 cup. We're going to let this reduce down. While this is reducing down, we're going to go ahead and add in our basil. So this is pretty much done, and we're not quite ready for it yet, so we're just going to pop a lid on this and turn the heat off.
Capellini Pomodoro. I am ready for this. This looks amazing. Definitely smell that basil. Oh man. Oh wow. Oh, there's so much flavor in that. Like at first when I was looking, I was like, this is gonna be bland, but this is far from bland. I mean, this is loaded with flavor. That you can definitely get the rich, buttery garlic flavor, and then that basil just hits you. I mean, I think this is better than Olive Garden Capellini Pomodoro. I love the savory flavor of the sausage and the texture of the sausage along with the Capellini Pomodoro. That is really good. So you have the light sort of basil flavor of the pasta sauce, and then you have that rich, mild, savory flavor of the sausage. Really good.
Gracie, did you know that you're a YouTube star? You did. You think that deserves something to eat? Grace.
I mean, that's exactly like Olive Garden salad dressing. That's wonderful.
Yay.
Really good. Love the light vinaigrette flavor of this particular dressing. Babe, you do a really good job.
Is this better than Olive Garden?
This is amazing. Yeah,
Yay.
This is really good.
Thanks, babe. Hey y'all, tonight we are going to recreate another restaurant favorite of ours. It comes from Texas Roadhouse. It's called Roadkill Steaks. We're going to have that and a Greek corn salad. We're going to start making the Greek corn salad, and the first thing we need to do is make the vinaigrette that goes on it. Right now I'm just chopping up some fresh oregano. We need about 2 tablespoons for this. I'm adding 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon of honey, my 2 tablespoons of oregano, a few grinds of black pepper, and about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put the lid on this and put it in the fridge until we're ready to assemble the corn salad. Now we're just going to cut up all of our veggies that's going to go in the salad. I'm chopping up these olives. It called for 1/3 cup of green olives that have been pitted. I could not find any that didn't have pimentos in them, so we're just gonna go with it. It calls for 1 small red onion. I just have this large one, so we're just gonna use half of it. The last thing we're gonna add for now is about 1/2 cup of feta. That's all we're gonna do for now. We will steam the corn and add that to it later, and then put the vinaigrette all over it and just combine it all, but we'll do that closer to time to eat. Next, we're gonna prepare our roadkill. We are gonna prepare the toppings now. The recipe calls for sliced Monterey Jack cheese. I could not find that at the grocery store, so I bought a block of pepper jack cheese, and I was gonna slice it, but we decided I'm just gonna grate it and we will just sprinkle that on top. Now we're gonna start on our roadkill steaks. I've got a pound of organic grass-fed beef. It's 85/15. To that, I'm gonna add 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 3 tablespoons of A1 sauce, a teaspoon of seasoning salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm trying to make these about 1/3 pound each. Now it's time to start cooking our roadkill steaks. We're gonna put them in a skillet that's on medium-high, and we're gonna sear them on both sides, and then we're gonna transfer them to the oven at 400 degrees. The recipe calls for 12 minutes, but I don't think that we're gonna need that full 12 minutes because ours are pretty thin, and we want it about medium well. It's completely up to you how long you leave it in there. These sear up really fast, so make sure you keep your eye on it. You're gonna flip them pretty soon after you put them on. These are done. I'm gonna transfer them to a broiler pan that I've lined with aluminum foil. To the same skillet, we just added a little EVOO, and we're gonna go ahead and saute our mushrooms and our onions. We're gonna let this corn cool for just a few minutes before we add it to the salad. I've taken all the mushrooms out of this one. This is for cold. We're gonna top it with the pepper jack cheese. These are gonna go back in the oven just for a couple of minutes until the cheese is melted.
This looks really good. That's exactly what I remember the roadkill looking like at Texas Roadhouse.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I love that flavor. Definitely get the sauces that you put in, the A1 and the Worcester sauce. And the flavor of the steak is just amazing. I love the texture of it. It's very, I won't use the M word.
Thank you.
It's very juicy. How about that?
There you
Is
go.
that better?
Yep.
Very juicy. I love that cheese. The cheese with the onion. Very rich and savory flavor. All right, let's try this salad here. That looks amazing. Wow. I love the burst of the vinaigrette with the oregano seasoning in there. Wow, that is really good with that. With this savory meat. With this coming in behind that, breaking it up with that vinaigrette.
So is it as good as Texas Roadhouse?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Yay.
There's no question about it.
Awesome. Okay, so I mentioned something off camera and Steven said I needed to tell y'all, but this salad is so good. I can see me making it for like a church function or a potluck or something like that. It is so good. The flavors are perfect together, and I think it would be great chilled too. Hey y'all, it's our favorite night of the week. It's Subbie Supper. Tonight's Subbie Supper is one that we're really excited about because we've never had this. My husband had asked about this particular dish before, and we just so happened to meet Dee from Scotland. She is a subscriber, and she sent this in, and we're really excited. It's called Cottage Pie, or as they call it in Scotland, where she's from, Minced and TATTIES. A little bit about Dee. Dee has been married for a little over 43 years. She has 2 grown children who are doing really well in their careers. She has 4 grandchildren, 3 boys and a girl. And she said she and her husband are retired and they love to holiday in the sun, but there's not a lot of sun in Scotland, so I'm guessing they travel a good bit. Thank you so much, Dee, for sending this in. We're super excited to give it a try. To get started, we're gonna go ahead and prepare the vegetables that is gonna go in the mince. It's really important that you make sure all of your vegetables are really finely shredded or minced to go into the mixture. These next 2 ingredients are totally optional, but we are going to add some fresh thyme and some rosemary. Everything that I've grated so far is going to go on the inside of the pie. Now the topping is your potatoes, so I'm going to go ahead and peel those now. While we have the potatoes coming to a boil, we're gonna start on the mince. We've got this skillet heated to about medium-high. I'm gonna add some EVOO. And we're gonna brown up about 1 pound of ground beef. You want to make sure you drain all the fat off. You don't want it to be greasy. We're going to add in our vegetables. I'm going to add in just a couple of tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. We've got about 1/4 cup of tomato puree. This part is optional as well, but we're going to add in about 1/3 cup of red wine. We're going to cook this, let it simmer until the wine is pretty much all the way cooked out and just the flavor is left behind. Our wine has pretty much cooked out, so we're going to add in about 1/2 cup of chicken broth, and we're going to let that reduce down as well. Now we're going to grate some Parmesan cheese directly in here. You want to use a good bit of it because this is what's going to help brown it up when it goes in the oven. Now we're going to start assembling our dish. I'm going gonna put in our beef mixture first. We're gonna top it with just a little more Parmesan.
This is unlike anything I've ever had. Really, really good. So rich in flavor. I mean, this is like a really hearty meal. The flavor of the meat is so rich. I mean, you can taste all of the flavors of the thyme and the rosemary and the red wine that was reduced down, and the flavor of the chicken stock. And then you've got the mashed potato with the Parmesan cheese. That is delicious. I mean, this is one of those meals that will definitely fill you up if you're hungry. Oh wow, that is so good.
Thank you so much, Dee, for sending this in. I am so excited to give this a try. It smells amazing. It has smelled amazing since we started, so our mouths have just been watering. 2 thumbs up?
Yeah, 2 thumbs up, really good.
And that's everything we had this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click that little bell next to it. That'll notify you anytime I upload. And I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.